Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 94 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. I am hanging out upstairs in my new Sky Fortress. Oh, it's so cool. I also added a bunch of the liquid void blocks here. These guys, by the way, void all liquids, including lava and anything else that is a liquid that can be placed in a bucket, and basically it prevents the liquid from traveling on the block. You know, it's a pretty nifty little device. In fact, I could probably put a bucket right there and you can see it completely destroyed that water. Nice. But of course, if it's a non-source block, it'll just kind of block it from existing. Look at that cool effect. If I place the water right up there, that's just cool looking. I mean, you could have a lot of fun with liquid void blocks if you really want to go crazy. I think there's a lot of interesting ways to do the designs. In fact, I have in the past used liquid void blocks for a really nifty and interesting source of light using lava and just placing a lava source block right on top of a liquid void block. Very cool effect. Trust me on that. So, we're hanging out up here in our Sky Fortress, and we've got a few more nifty things to mess with. First off, I definitely want to check on and see how my batteries are doing down there. Oh yeah, all three filled up. So you can see I went ahead and made 3 batteries just in case I have any issues or, you know, we have some lighting issues, whatever, right? So I've got plenty of batteries hooked up. I've got the power flowing into them. I've got the pump on. So the pump only activates, courtesy of the NOT gate, whenever I use the levers here to switch on things. Pretty cool, right? So lots to do this episode. I want to get working on just a few more of the defense options. Like right now we've obviously got the force fields, but I have a couple other defenses I'd like to focus on, and then, we'll see what else we can come up with. So for now, I'm going to get started working, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so here's the situation. For the last day or two, while I've been building this awesome Sky Fortress, which I'm very proud of and enjoying a lot of, I've been kind of struggling with a concept that I'm trying to figure out a good solution to, and I think I've just come up with it. So basically what I want to do is be able to access all my items from up here. So I've got like this big, huge chest room of stuff, right? We're talking like tons of stuff, and I'd like to easily be able to access it while I'm up at my base. So, if I'm up here, I'd like to be able to access my items, but I also still want to be able to access them from down the main base. Obviously, my main base is my main base, and this is where I have all my machines and all the cool stuff and all these awesome things and blah, 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 coolness, right? So, here's my dilemma. How do I access items from both locations? Good question. I'm glad I asked. So, I'm going to come up with what I hope is going to be an interesting and different concept. It's not something I considered until just recently. I just came up with this, and I'm like, wait a minute, that works. Awesome. All right, so let's take a look. What I'm going to do is show you guys basically the concept that I have. And once you think about it and you see it, you're like, whoa, that makes perfect sense. All right, I'm making myself a few ME drives. 1, 2, 3 to be exact. Okay. Now the reason I'm making 3 is because each ME drive can store about 10 disks on it, and I've got more than 20 of these chests. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 chests. Okay, so I'm going to need 2 drives to be able to store all the disks on those chests. So let's go downstairs, dun, 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 and break this thing and put this guy here. Cool. So now we've got our ME drives ready to be hooked up. Now ME drives can store 10 storage cells. Okay, so they act just like the storage chests. The chests, of course, are just storing the items for me. Just like so, like they were before. Everything's nice and sorted and placed where it belongs and all that cool stuff like we originally intended, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to yank out these storage cells, okay? Now, all the data that the storage cells contain are all my items, so we don't want to lose these things because that would be painful for us. If I lost these items right now, I'd be losing every item I had. Don't want to do that. Absolutely not. In fact, why don't I clean up my inventory just a little bit? I'm sure I can clean up a little something else. Yeah, you guys go hide in there for a minute too. Liquid void? Yeah, I could probably just put you in here somewhere still. Okay, so you can see like a bunch of items aren't in my network anymore because they're all on the disks that are currently in my inventory. Cool. Come here, you. So like there's the storage of a bunch of blocks, all this awesome stuff, right? Now what I'm going to do, in fact, let me see if I can catch it all. I think I should be able to store all this stuff. So I'm right now carrying in my inventory every item I own. Everything I have. If I went and jumped in a lake of lava right now, I would be in trouble. I wouldn't have any more items. I would be completely out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just store these guys right in here. And it doesn't really matter where I put things. I can put them kind of anywhere. There we go. Those guys are all placed in. Awesome. Beautiful. Look at that. Cool. So 14, just like I counted a moment ago. So now all my items should be available to me once more. Okay? Come on, open up for me. There we go. Oh yeah, look, all my stuff's there again. Look, all my zirconium crystals, all my coal, everything is now available once more. Now here's the cool part. You ready, guys? Hold on to your hats. You can interact with these blocks to get these items out using buildcraft pipes. Yep, I just tested this in a single player world and it seems to be working beautifully. So here's my solution. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 more ME drives. These 2 are going to go up in my Sky Fortress somewhere. And I'm going to set it up so that every time I go back and forth between my Sky Fortress and my main base, I can easily and quickly transfer items from one location to the other using buildcraft gates and a bit of intelligent logic. And basically, I'll come in here, I'll be able to hit a button or do something, and it'll transfer the items from the main base up to the sky base. So all my items can follow with me. Then I'll have access terminals and whatever else I need to be able to interact with those items. And then if I go back down to my main base, I can go back down here, press another button, and boom, everything's transferred back, and it's all available once more. How's that sound? I think it sounds like a cool and awesome plan. So that's what I'm going to start working on. So I'm going to need a couple more applied energistics gadgets. I'm obviously going to need a controller, probably some cabling. I think I probably got some cabling. I need a power source. Well, I've got that fancy tesseract up there, so I'll probably use that to power the ME system. I'll need some terminals, like probably just the crafting terminal and the access terminal. And then I'll go upstairs and start building my system. What do you think? All right, I'll be right back. Alright guys, let's set up a miniature applied energistics system. I'm going to move you for a minute. MFFS extractor. You're the guy that needs power, right? Yeah, I bet you are. Let's go ahead and place the tesseract down right there. Cool. And if I don't want to move him. That would be way too much effort. I'm lazy. We will set this guy back to redstone signal disabled. Doesn't do anything. All right, cool. So you should be transferring power across, and I can tell that by placing an ME controller right here. And it should start to receive some juice. Power is low, 0 units per tick. Offline. Let's place a disk drive next to it. Oh, you know what? I also have to connect it to main power. There we go. Now we're talking. Cool. So power's coming in, and we're using 8 energy units per tick for the ME drive that's sitting right next to it. Okay. Now we can hook up. The ME drives can really kind of go wherever we want them to. I'm thinking though, what I want is the terminals like right along here. So just like in my main base, I'm going to have this guy, the access terminal, and then the crafting terminal, like so. Looking good so far. And then we're going to need the disk drives. That's where we want to consider where we want to place this stuff. So where exactly do we want our disk drives to live? Do we want them to be in the main room here? Yeah, I don't see why not. So we can just kind of pop them right there and there. Good deal? Now back here, we're going to have to access these drives in 2 different positions, actually, believe it or not. Because the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to have items coming in one direction and going out the other direction. And I'm also going to run some ME cabling, like right here, kind of up and over. That'll look good. So that now everything can talk, okay? So you guys can talk, everybody has power, and everybody's presumably nice and happy. Unable to communicate with controller. Come on, there you go. Just takes a second. All right, so everything's synced up. Everybody's talking. Now, let's talk about our method of transporting items from one position to the next. Main house, please. Let's talk about tesseracts. That's what I'm thinking. So I've got some item tesseracts there. 1, 2. I'm going to need 2 more item tesseracts. So begin crafting those for me. There we go. And you know what? We're going to need some ender pearls. We're going to need about 8 of them. So let's grab half a stack with a right click. And straight over to here. And while those guys are cooking up, you can go in there, and you guys can go in there. Let's see. I'm going to need some pipes. We're going to need some diamond pipes. We're going to need some gold pipes, probably. Yeah, gold transport, that'll do. We're going to need some wooden pipes. And we're probably going to need some iron pipes while we're at it. Yeah, I think that sounds good. Okay, I can't think of anything else I'll need. We're also going to need some autarkic gates. Ooh, I've got one. All right, let me cook up some gates here, because obviously we do not have many of those, and I'll be right back. All right, I think I've got everything I need for here. Let's see what kind of crazy contraption we can build. I'm pretty excited about this, I'm not going to lie. So I'm sneaking behind the wall here, and the first thing we want to do, guys, basically you can see in the back here, we've got all these discs in here. So what we want to do is pull them out, and of course in order to do that we're going to need some wooden pipes. And of course, my favorite, the autarkic gates, are going to help us out here. And I'm going to say when you receive a redstone signal, go ahead and activate the energy pulsar. Okay? Redstone signal on equals energy pulsar. Now I've got some red alloy wiring, and we're going to hook this up like so to, of course, wireless receiver. Beautiful. There we go. And let's call this frequency, I don't know, 70. Let's say base to sky disks. That works. Set name. Frequency 70. Base to sky disks. Okay, so when frequency 70 activates, it'll activate the red alloy wire, activating the autarkic gates, pulling out all the disks from the storage units, and placing them where? Well, that's a good question. Where are they going to get placed? Probably into a tesseract. An item tesseract, no doubt. And I've got some wooden transport pipes and some iron gates and all kinds of good stuff here. Let's also move this out of the way. And what we're going to do is we're going to take gold here, iron here, tesseract here. Okay, and then of course we want to rotate this dude so that the clear side faces there. Okay, cool. Okay, clear side facing the tesseract. Tesseract frequency, I don't know, how about 10? That's saplings. All right, let's go with the same frequency we used a minute ago, 70. Okay, and frequency 70 will now be named base to sky disks. Ta-da! So now it's set to frequency 70. I don't want redstone to affect this in any way. And I want to set it to send items only. So this guy's only going to send stuff. Cool? Good deal. Now, as for the receiving end, that's where we want to figure out how we want to do this. Probably along the bottom here. Okay, so what we want to do now on the receiving end is the following. I want to use a diamond gate. And I'm probably going to need a disk, so let's borrow one. I have no idea what the contents of that disk are. But basically, we want this to be the inventory items go into first, and this one to be second. Oh, there we go. And we'll probably place an item tesseract here. Okay, so what's going to happen is items come out of the item tesseract, and we're going to say go into the white inventory slots first. Okay, now this is important with diamond gates, as we know, because of recent changes. When you place an item in the filter here, it's going to try and send it up that direction first. If it can't, because this inventory is full, it's going to send it down the next available path that that item is allowed to travel in, which will be the green path. It's the only other direction it could possibly be allowed to go. All right, and that's going to go into here. Now, finally, do I want to be super careful about this? I could probably put a chest off to the side here with another diamond gate. But because we don't have anywhere near any more discs, and I can't ever imagine a scenario where we'd be getting more than, 14 discs, I don't see the need, honestly. All right, so let's see. We've got that set up. This guy we're going to name frequency 71. Check. And we're going to do sky to base discs. Add that to the list. This is going to be receiving items only, and we're going to disable the redstone control because if it does receive a redstone signal for any reason, we don't want it to turn off. Okay, so receive only, public access, good to go. All right, so I'm liking the look of this stuff already. Cool. I shouldn't be testing with my actual items, but I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe I should back up my world first. Nah, I'm not worried. Okay, so that is all configured down here, and I'll come pretty this area back up in a minute. Back to the sky base. Dun, 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 dun. And we're going to set up the exact same scenario up here. Maybe I should sleep through the night before doing this, just in case. I mean, there's no... I should be fine. There's no mob spawns out here, right? That's the theory, at least. F7? Nah, we should be good. All right, so same deal, right? This should not be an inventory, so does it connect with a pipe? No, it doesn't. Beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted to do. All right, so let's pump items in to the back, like so. Okay, so we'll put a tesseract here. And I left my 16K back in the main base, didn't I? because I are a noob. Dum-diddy-dum, don't mind me. I need that 16K storage thingy. Alright. So, this guy can be frequency base to sky disks. Check. And you're going to be receiving items only. And again, redstone, nothing. Okay, so you receive items, they come in. Their first directional option will be the blue path, right? Yeah, blue. So we want this thing to go blue. So blue is going to be the first place it goes, and then it's going to fall back to green, and it'll land in this drive second. Okay? Am I going to be a little OCD about this? I might. Kind of want the one on the left to get filled up first. Call me crazy. Okay, base to sky, check. Disabled. Receiving. You could leave it on send receive, it shouldn't really matter, but I like to set it to say only receive. Alright, so base to sky, that's good. Receive only, cool. Alright, so let's see what happens. This will be blue first. Same deal. And then it'll fall back to yellow and land in there second. Okay. Now as for the bottom of this thing, where we're gonna, send items in and out, that's another story. Let's make sure this thing's turned on just in case I break anything I don't want to lose. Okay. So here we're gonna have the same thing I had a minute ago. We're gonna pump items out, courtesy of you and you. Okay. I'd want them to behave, but I don't like the way that's going to have to be wired. So give me a minute. Yeah. Well, this should work. Should work. And we'll do 71, was it? Yes, 71 will be sky to base disks. There we go. So frequency 71, that should activate the autarkic gates. 1 and 2, and same deal. Redstone signal on, energy pulse. Redstone signal on, energy pulse. Okay, and then these guys. You there, and you there. And you're going to be sky to base disks, send only, disabled. And the clear side is already facing the Tesseract. That should be all I need to do, I hope. We're going to find out. Let's do this the super safe way and not risk all of our items, not just yet at least. Because who knows what craziness could happen. I'm going to clean up my inventory, move some of these off to a chest somewhere, just for temporary safety reasons, and I'll be right back. Alright, I think I'm ready to give this a try. So I've got my wireless remote ready. Again, proof of concepting this, but basically what should happen is when I activate the wireless remote, the discs should be pumped out into the Tesseract. We're going to pop through the portal here to watch it, and then they should be arriving on this side, and they all three should land right there. Okay, so let's give it a shot. Cross your fingers. So, activating, and go. Nice. Okay, so that happened. Items are getting pulled out. Now if we pop through over here, we should be arriving just in time to see items showing up through here. Nice. Okay, and then straight into there, all three go. Boom. Okay, I'm going to come through here again. And, wow, inventory really needs to be cleaned, but I'm not worried too much about it. Put this stuff all back in here, and it really doesn't matter what's where, because the pipes should be nice and awesome and smart. But let's make sure that just in case there's any items falling on the ground, which there really, really, really shouldn't be, but, considering what items we're transferring here, I think, safety is a little bit prudent. There we go. No chance of items to fall anywhere onto the ground, okay? Popping through here again, frequency 70, and go. Ta-da! Quickly transferring items. There they all go. On this side, we should see them all filling in here. There they are. Nice. Look at that. Very cool. I like it. Couple more showing up. There they are. Perfect. 14. We got all 14. Now, if I want to send them back, I activate frequency 71. And what we should see happening is the exact opposite. I'm going to watch it from underground here because this is a little bit of a dangerous proposition. Okay. Let's watch from here. Okay, just because if anything is misconfigured here, like if this thing's not set up right or whatever, the items will bounce and fall on the ground here. So the first time through, we should watch. I'm just going to activate it for like a second or so. Oh, see? Look, there's something, right? Look at that. The redstone messed with the iron thingy. Okay, everything seems to have gone through okay, but we don't want that happening, so we have to fix that. See, that almost was a problem. This is why you have to be really careful, guys, when messing with this stuff. It's very easy to have issues. Now, I don't know why this guy decided to get filled first. That's making me a little nervous, but no worries. All right, let me fix the red alloy wire affecting the iron. I think I should be able to just use a strip. And I thought I had strips in there. Maybe not. Alright, let me go get a strip. Hey, it just so happened my cover strips were up here. Should only need one. Okay. So this should solve that for me. Now, activating this frequency again. No more toggling the... Okay, good. And both sides are pumping out still. But no longer are we toggling the iron gate with a redstone signal. So you can see that happening there. Awesome. Loving it. All right, back to the main base where all 14 slots should be filled within the next few seconds. And we're getting there. There they are. Perfect. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this. All right, I might want to test one little bit of a change. Thinking about using relays here and red power 2 cabling just because it's a little less likely to drop items on the ground. I mean, it's still possible with Buildcraft, so that makes me a little nervous. Let's do this. Just on the receiving ends, I think, would be good. I don't think I need it on the sending end, but the receiving end, probably a wise idea. Just so that, you know, as items show up, and it shouldn't connect to the Tesseract. See how there's no connection going on there? So the Tesseract should dump into the relay, and then the relay will eject automatically, finding, you know, an appropriate slot. So let's, actually, I know I need to combine this turtle into a wireless Rether turtle, so I might as well do it just to give me some inventory spots. And you come here. Right? So that might just be a little bit safer. I feel like that's probably a nice idea. This was 70 and receiving, right? Receive only. Okay, so let's see what happens this time. I'm just going to pulse like for a second or two, get one or two items going. So again, we want to go on 70, and there we go. That's enough for me. We should see items show up here pretty quickly. There they go. A little bit safer feeling, right? So, you know, we can go ahead and pulse longer if we want. That should grab most of the items. Probably about a 10 or 15 second pulse of wireless redstone should be plenty, and everything should start showing up very quickly after that. Cool. Nice. And then, of course, on the other direction, one more test. Just to watch it from the bottom, clearing everything out. There they are. Cool. And on this side, looking good. I think the only thing I want to make sure is that my Sky Fortress is chunk loaded. That's the only other issue I could imagine happening. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, final piece of this puzzle is going to be a wireless transmitter, a state cell, and a couple of buttons. Now, for now, this is only temporary, I think. I think I'd like to do this with another touchscreen monitor, because you know I'm just having a blast with those things, right? But for now, I think a good temporary solution, just to get it up and running so that I can do things, you know, all fancy-like, is the following. Let's see. I'm going to set it up with this, the button that's going to activate the wiring, the state cell, and then the state cell should activate the transmitter, and then I should have... I'll put you here. So I'm going to have to do this in a minute. So this will frequency 70, right? Set. Base to sky. And we're going to give this a good, I don't know, 15 seconds? Okay, so that should be good. So upon the activation of this, the state cell should keep this activated for about 15 seconds. You ready? Hit the button. And it's going. And these things are running, and all the disks are flying through. Perfect. All right, now let's do the same thing over here. So all the items should be flipping along. Beautiful. They're going exactly the way I want them to. Perfect. All right, so the same deal up here. I'm just gonna hook this guy up, and we'll do the redstone to the state cell, rotate it, and frequency 70. Set. Base to sky. We want it to be sky to base. Cool. Alright, so the activation of this should clear these guys all out. Oh, you know what? I didn't set that thing to be as long as it should be. Pump this guy up to about 15 seconds. I don't even think 15 is nearly necessary. I think 5 seconds would probably be good enough. Because it almost cleared it all out within, like, you know, the 2 seconds it was set to before. But coming through here, we should see all our stuff showing back up. And there we go. Nice. There it is. Beautiful. And with that, guys, I am sorry to say, but I think it's wrapping up point. That's right. It's time to start messing around with some other things. Now, I do realize I'm using a wireless transmitter to connect to this redstone right here, so it's kind of silly that I'm doing that. But trust me, future plans, right? Like, what I want to be able to do is control this all with a touchscreen monitor and a computer, and I'm even considering the concept of detecting the inventory of these disk drives and determining when the transfer is complete and not. Maybe kind of like a status update. I don't know. It might be cool. It might not. But like I said, I think we've gotten pretty close to the wrapping up point here. But I'm pretty pleased with this system. Like I said, I was really looking for a creative way to transfer or at least be able to access all my items between bases. And this is it. I mean, literally, all my items are right here, right now, and I can put all this stuff away and interact with this inventory and basically treat it just like it was downstairs, right? So I'm putting all my stuff in here. Perfect, right? Even throw my ender pearls away, everything's ready. And when I'm ready to go back downstairs, I just hit the button, all the items are going to pop out, and then I pop through the portal. Ta-da! Now I'm back here at my main base, and everything should be showing up again. And then I have access to all my stuff once more. How neat is that? I'm loving it. And nothing's overflowing. It's not possible for it to overflow. Technically, it's possible for it to overflow. It's extremely unlikely, though. Basically, if for some reason this Tesseract got backlogged, these items would fall on the ground here, and the same in the back. If the Tesseract down there got backlogged, it would, if for some reason this inventory filled up and didn't empty out all the way. I don't know, like, there's probably nothing within the system right now that could cause that, but technically it's possible. Anyway, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Pretty pleased with the progress that we made. And like I said, next episode we might be doing some more controlling of things with computers. We'll see. I'm almost done with this base, though. Alright, guys, take it easy.